Hello. Hello, hello. Hi, my beautiful queens and kings. This is your one and only Queen Dish here. So it is the night for the men, my gentlemen, my kings. It is the night for the Kingness Tip. So what I do is I do a Kingness Tip and a Queendom Tip uh, every week. So I alternate weeks. So last week I did the Queendom Tip for the ladies. So it is the night for my gentlemen, my kings. Hey, Juan! Hey, hey, hey! So yes, for those of you who do not know, I am an author. I am an international speaker. I'm a poet. I'm a model and a dance. And I do pageants. Yes, yes, all of that. So, but this is just something that I do for you all, because we need it. Kings don't settle and queens don't settle. The books are, let's see here, let me get it. Kings Don't Settle, a book of poems to empower men. Okay, it's the first one. I am also the author of No More Broken Records. Let's see. There we go. No more. About the light, but no more broken records. 5 tips to change your tune and transform your life. And lastly, Queens Don't Settle. My heart space. My queens. Yes. Queens. There. Okay, let's see if we can do it. There we go. Queens Don't Settle, a book of poems to empower women. Okay, so like I said, I alternate between the weeks. I also post the video on my YouTube channel, so please subscribe. I have a podcast. It's called Queens Don't Settle. But as I said before to the men, a lot of the principles that I talk about apply to men and can apply to men. So a man can listen to the podcast. Is it ideally for women? Yes. But overall, just like, women can get something from, this, the men can get something from that, so don't think that, oh, just queens don't settle. No, there's usually always something you can pick up, because the principles apply to both men and women. And the principles really honestly are coming from, wait, I can't get it right. Oh my God. Here. They're coming from here. There you go. Yes. Yeah, okay. I think it's like a glare. That's weird. I don't know what's up. There it is. Okay, boom. No more broken records. Yes, the principles apply to pretty much both men and women. Okay? So anyway, it is a night for the men. So let's get right into it. Okay, what I do not read the poem. I don't read the poem, but what I do is I'm giving the tip based on the kingness reflection, okay? Based on the reflection in the book. Both of the poetry books are reflective books, so that's what I'm doing the tip based off of. And the one for tonight is based off the poem called King. It's called King, which is a parts of speech poem, okay? So based on the reflection, is that my uncle? That is my uncle. Hey, hey, hey. Tell my aunt I said hello. So based on the reflection, I tell you, kings, that you're a king. Okay, but the reflection has to do with what you think of yourself, and how you really truly perceive yourself as a king. Okay, your perception, men, okay, your perception of yourself, okay, is everything. What you think about yourself, okay, is going to be reflected on the outside, okay? It's going to be reflected on the outside. So in other words, if you have low self-esteem, if you have low self-confidence, okay, that's manifesting in other areas of your life. You're a king. How do you really, truly perceive yourself? Okay? When you look into the mirror, what do you think about yourself? What do you think? What do you see? Are you happy with what you see? Are you not happy with what you see? Because it makes a difference. It makes a difference, okay? How you perceive yourself is how the world is going to see you. So it's essentially the same thing that I gave the ladies in their book. It's a quote by Susie Orman, I believe. Yes, I think it's Susie Orman does the quote, and she said, "If you undervalue yourself, the world will too. If you undervalue yourself, the world will too." And that was for the ladies. But I'm going to bring that right on over here to you all, because it's the same thing. Gentlemen, it's the same thing. If you undervalue yourself, the world will too. That's not gender specific, okay? So that's going back to your perception of yourself as a man. You know, where are you in your life? You know, are you happy with what's going on in your life? Are you, you know, wanting to make some changes? I mean, you have to be honest with yourself, okay? You have to, gentlemen, be honest with yourself about where you really are, because you cannot change what you will not acknowledge, okay? You cannot change what you are not willing to acknowledge, okay? And if you do have low self-esteem and you don't have high confidence, recognize that and be honest about that, okay? But you then want to ask yourself the question. You want to figure out, okay, well, what can I do to increase my confidence? What can I do? You know, what are the steps that I can take to help me feel better about myself, to increase my confidence, because that is going to affect every area of your life. How you do anything is how you do everything, okay? How you do anything is how you do everything. So when you start to work on one aspect of your life, it's going to affect everything. It affects everything. Okay, so if you have low self-esteem or a low perception of yourself, gentlemen, that is affecting you. That's affecting you. And my kings, okay, my kings don't settle. My kings don't settle. And by the way, no, I'm not married yet. This is just preparation. Okay, preparation. I just wear it at home. It's preparation. Okay, y'all see my t-shirt? Billionaire in the making. Okay, this is my shirt that I wore today. Okay, yes. I just want to share that. Billionaire, yeah. Okay, anyway, but yes, I'm so serious. Like, how you do anything is how you do everything. And when you start to increase your perception of yourself, you increase your self-esteem, okay? That's going to positively affect everything, okay? If you have low self-esteem now, how do you think that's affecting you in your relationships? How do you think that's affecting you in your dating life? How do you think that's affecting you on your job? If you have low self-esteem, okay, you may not feel worthy of a salary increase. If you have low confidence, a low perception of yourselves, gentlemen, you may not feel worthy of a promotion. And so even though you're supposed to and should get that promotion, subconsciously within you, you're not going to feel worthy. You don't feel like you deserve it, or you shouldn't get it, because you have a low perception of yourself. And you've got to work on that. You should work on that. You should love yourself enough to do the work that's required, so you can manifest the life of your dreams. You can manifest whatever it is that you want, all of your heart's desires. You should do the work. You should love yourself enough to heal, gentlemen. You should love yourself enough to heal, okay? But you're not going to heal if you don't first acknowledge that truth. You have to acknowledge the truth about the fact that, yes, you may have low self-esteem or a low perception of yourself as a man. Yes, there are men that are very, very insecure, very, very insecure, and the type of society that we live in, I do recognize that men, you, the standards, I recognize that you men also have pressure on you. I absolutely get it. Just in the same way that women are conditioned, and that, double standard and everything, like men, I fully get that you guys have it really, you guys have it bad on your side too, because there's some societal pressure and standards that you're supposed to live up to as well. And so if as a man you're not on that level, or you're not there, I can see, yes, you're probably going to not feel your best, and that essentially can cause you to have a low perception of yourself. And so I get that, but I just know, I'm just telling you, you are worthy and you are deserving, okay? And you just need to probably come to the awareness first, okay? You have to become self-aware. You have to come to the awareness that you may have a low perception of yourself, that yes, you have low self-esteem. Yes, you feel very insecure. Yes, you have low confidence. You have to come to that awareness first. And you want to get to the root of the problem to figure out where that came from. Is that something that you picked up in your childhood? Is that something your father said to you when you were young? Did your father, for example, say you were never going to amount to anything? Or, did he call you names? Typically it comes from something. We all have negative conditioning as women, as men. We all have different paradigms and beliefs and things that are stopping us and holding us back from, like, being our just greatest selves and the people that God put us on this earth to be. We all have stuff to work on, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. Okay, so it's nothing to feel bad about, but you have to become aware of it first in order to heal it, gentlemen. Okay, so where did that come from? Why do you believe that you have low self-esteem? Why do you believe that? Why is it that you truly feel that you have a low perception of yourself? What is the root of that? Where did that come from? Were you abandoned? Do you feel abandoned by your mother? Did you grow up without a father? Did you grow up without a mother? All of those things play a role in you becoming an adult, and the beliefs and the conditioning, okay, that you take into adulthood. All of that you picked up in your childhood makes a difference. All of that is what you picked up, and it's ingrained into your subconscious mind. And so you have to become aware of that first, gentlemen. Okay, you have to become aware of that first. What is the root of that problem? Where did it come from? And then once you become aware of that, how can you heal it? How can you work on that? How can you increase? How can I increase my self-esteem? How can I, feel good about myself? What can I do? Right? I suggest, I don't know what your spiritual practice is, but if you do believe in a higher power, I'm going to call it God. You may call it something different, okay? But if you do have a spiritual practice, or you believe in something greater than yourself, okay? Again, I'm just calling it God, okay? Then I would suggest that you check in, that you talk to your higher power about that you talk to God about it. Ask God for help. Ask God to help give you the awareness, give you the clarity, whatever it is that, you need, so you can move forward, so you can increase your confidence. Sometimes you may have to ask God for that. Like, God, help me to recognize, what's this cycle that I'm repeating. Help me, God, with the clarity. God, please help me, with coming to the clarity or the awareness of why I have been sounding like a broken record all this time. Whatever that conversation is between you and your source, you have that. But I certainly suggest that you include your source in that, in your healing, in coming, you know, to the awareness of what's going on. Okay, but you're a king. Hello. Hello. Kings don't settle. My kings don't settle. And you guys are good men. You are good men, because you know why? The intention behind this book is for the good men. So I know you guys are good men, but you just, like all of us, probably just need some, you got to work on some things. You've got to work on this, you know, this and this. This is the heart space. This and this, right? Two major things. You've got to work on that, because this is really everything. Mindset is everything, gentlemen. Mindset is everything. It really is. And you've got to you've got to love yourself enough. You've got to love yourself enough to want to do the work, to heal yourself, and to get to the root of the problem, so you can have a high perception of yourself, and you can consider yourself the royalty that you are, because you're divine royalty. You're the son of the Almighty King of all kings. I mean, hello, you're divine royalty, boo. In case no one's told you, the queen is telling you you're divine royalty, okay? Okay. So again, the queendom tip, I just said queendom tip. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. My queens, you know I love my queens. But no, the kingness tip today is based on the poem called King, which is a parts of speech poem. And the reflection is asking you how you perceive yourself, because what you think about yourself is important. You know, if you don't feel worthy and deserving, gentlemen, if you don't feel worthy of love, if you don't feel worthy of a promotion, if you don't feel good about yourself, that energy is going out. You don't feel good about yourself. So that low perception, that low confidence, you know, you're putting out that energy. So what do you think you're getting back? What do you think you're getting back when you put out that kind of energy? Okay? And conversely, once you do the work to heal, you know, you do the work to heal and you start working on increasing your self-esteem, you start working on increasing your confidence, now you're going to emit a different energy, okay? You're going to emit a different energy. And now think about the difference in the energy when you have low self-esteem and the energy when you have high self-esteem, okay? Two totally different energies. So now when you are much more confident, you know, you feel good about yourself, you're going to draw stuff to you based on that higher space, based on that high perception of yourself. You're going to draw stuff to you on that level, from that energy space. And that's much higher, and that's much better than when you're on the low energy, which is the low self-esteem, low perception of yourself. Two totally different energies, gentlemen. And you're worthy and deserving of the best. You are worthy and deserving of the best. Okay, relationships are included in that. Yes, you are worthy and deserving of love. Okay, if you don't have a high perception of yourself, if you're very insecure, if you have low self-esteem, yes, that is also affecting you. Okay, that's affecting your love life. Okay, because again, how you do anything is how you do everything. Okay, so that low self-esteem, it's affecting everything. Like, it's affecting every area of your life. Okay, so when it comes to dating, that low self-esteem may be why you're not going out and meeting women, why you're not having dates, why you're not going out and talking to them, why you're single. You know, it might be why you're single, because you don't have the confidence to go out and talk to women. You don't have it. You don't have it. You know, and again, you have to become aware of it. You know, you have to be honest with yourselves. You have to be honest with yourselves. Okay? If you don't have high self-esteem, if you don't have a high perception of yourself, gentlemen, okay, that's manifesting in your life. And that is, if we're talking about the relationships, yes, that's likely causing you to miss out on good women. Okay, you're missing out on the queens. Okay, you're missing out on the queens because your confidence or whatever your insecurities are, they're holding you back and stopping you. That low self-esteem is stopping you from approaching a woman, for example, or talking to her. Okay, so that, yes, that could be a reason why you're single, because you're not talking to women. But you're not talking to women because you have low self-esteem. And so you just have to work on that. You just have to work on that. And it's only, hey, oh, hey, Will. I just saw. Hey, Will. Hey. Yes, we need to do the wine tasting. Yes, we need to set a date for the wine tasting. Okay, back to our program. Wine is important, people. Wine is important. But anyway, yes, if you have low self-esteem, gentlemen, okay, that is likely one of the reasons why you're single, or maybe you're not having success with dating, because again, it's affecting you. Like, how you do anything is how you do everything. And so if you're not confident and you don't have the self-esteem, yeah, you're likely not going to go out and talk to a woman, even though you want to. Like, you're not going to do it because, you know, you're going to go back to the real perception of yourself that you have, which is low, which likely, typically when you have low self-esteem, you're thinking, you know, negative thoughts, but very low thoughts about yourself. And it's like you don't feel worthy, you don't feel good enough, you don't feel like you just don't feel good, right? You don't feel worthy, you don't feel deserving. And so naturally, you're not going to go out. You're not going to go out and talk to anyone. Okay? You're not. So again, you just have to work on it, gentlemen. You're kings. You are kings. You are kings. You are kings. Okay? I am not the queen. I am not the woman that is talking about, oh, women don't need men. No, that's not me. Okay? God gave me the inspiration to do 2 poetry books. And my God, we just lost Toni Morrison. My goodness. 2 poetry books. Okay? 2. Queens don't settle and kings don't settle. Okay? Hold on. There. Yeah. 2. Queens don't settle and kings don't settle. Right? 2 poetry books. So this is needed. It's very clear that it's needed, and I guess I just say thank you, God. Like, I don't know. I thank you, God, for giving me the inspiration, the spiritual gift to be able to talk about this and be able to assist in helping transform, you know, people's lives through poetry per se, or just, you know, in the self-help spirituality genre world. Okay. So yeah, but gentlemen, kings don't settle. Okay. Kings don't settle. And you've got to increase your perception of yourself. You have to, like, royalty boo. You're enough. You are enough. Okay. Again, no, I'm not married yet. Remember, I just wear this at home. Remember, I just wear it. Hold on. I'll get it right. Yes, I just wear it at home. Just wear it at home. The queen is not married. Not yet. Okay. Yes, and I earlier I showed my t-shirt. I want to show you my t-shirt again. Yes, billionaire in the making. You see? Y'all see. Okay. But yes. How many women have the balls, right, to wear a t-shirt that says billionaire in the making? Well, me, hello. Okay. Yeah, I know. But anyway, men, my kings, okay, you are worthy, and you are deserving of the absolute best. Okay, you want to increase your self-esteem, you want to increase your confidence, and you should have a high perception of yourself. You should see yourself in the way that God sees you. You should see yourself as the royalty, the divine royalty that you are. Okay, You are still a king. You may not be where you thought you would be by now. Okay, well, a lot of people aren't. Join the club. You know, I mean, you may not be where you thought you would be. You may not be where you want to be. But you know what? As long as you're progressing, gentlemen, as long as you're progressing, like that's what really matters. Like I believe in progression, not perfection, but I believe in progression and that you should be progressing, like moving forward. So as long as you're progressing, gentlemen, like you're fine. You're fine. Okay. Like don't beat yourself up too much. Like clearly in the same way women we get it, you guys get it in a different way. So no, don't beat yourself up. Like you're not a king just because you're not a baller and you're not, you know, an athlete and you know making 7 8 figures. Like you're no, gentlemen, stop. Don't compare yourself and don't measure your you don't measure your value based on that alone. You know what I mean? Like how women are conditioned for, you know, the motherhood and the kids and the marriage and the relationship, how we're programmed, unfortunately, so poorly conditioned with that stuff. Like you men are conditioned more so with the financial burden, you know, the financial piece of it. And, you know, if you're not making that paper, right? Like if you're not making that paper, then it's like, oh, well, you're not a man. You know, it's like they condition you guys that way to assert your manliness, to either sleep with a whole bunch of women, right? Or essentially really to how much money you're bringing in, like your financial success, you know. And so if you're not successful in that area right now, you know, I know that can have an effect on your confidence. And so I just want to give you the hope and inspiration, positive words, encouraging words to just remind you that you're a king, okay? And your worth as a man is not tied solely to your bank account, okay? In the same way a woman's worth is not tied to her relationship status, your worth as a man is not tied solely to your bank account, okay? Kings don't settle. Kings don't settle, and you are a king. And how you view yourself is important. How you view yourself is important, okay? Don't let anyone else make you feel any kind of way, okay? But how you view yourself is important. So I want you gentlemen to work on your confidence, to work on your self-esteem, okay? Because remember, how you do anything is how you do everything. And so if you are in a space you really truly don't have a lot of self-esteem or confidence, okay, at this level, at the current level, it is affecting you and it's affecting everything, okay? It's affecting everything. And so I want you all to work on increasing your confidence and your self-esteem so you have a high perception of yourself as the men, the kings that you are, okay? You are kings and we need you. Like I said, I'm not the queen. You never hear this queen talking about, oh, we don't need men, I don't need you, and we're just so independent. No, I'm not for that. I'm not for that. We do need men, okay? We do need men. You guys are important too. I mean, yes, the queens, I mean, we run the world. Hello. Hello. Yes, who runs the world? Girls. Okay, but guess what? We want and we need our kings too. We want our king right there with us. We want our king right there with us. Okay, we do. We do. So no male bashing, and just like on the other side, no women bashing, no queen bashing, no king bashing. Okay, no, we are rising up. We are doing the work to heal ourselves. Okay, so we can rise up even higher. You know, keep rising higher and higher to be who God called us to be, and the kings and queens that we are. Okay, everything that you want, gentlemen, you rightfully deserve. You rightfully deserve. So yes, you deserve the love of your life. You deserve to be abundant. You deserve to have more than enough. You deserve to not struggle. You deserve to not struggle. Yeah. Whatever your heart's desires are. Because men, you guys have goals, you guys have dreams, you have things that you want too. And you deserve those things. You deserve those things, gentlemen. Okay, but you have to do the work. You have to do the work. And all of us, both men and women, all of us have work to do. We all have cycles that we need to break. You know, we've got conditioning and programming that we need to break. You know, we need to not sound like a broken record. Like, we all have work to do. Okay, we all have the work to do. So as I said, it's not about perfection, you know, but you should be progressing. It's about progression, you know, becoming aware of it, recognizing it, and then making a conscious decision to heal. A conscious decision, a conscious decision, okay, decision, a conscious decision to want to increase your confidence, to want to increase your self-esteem, okay? Because when you do that, I'm telling you, you're going to see, you feel different. You feel different when you have low self-esteem, when you're in a season or a period, a time and space where you have low self-esteem, okay? And you do the work, you do the inner work to work on yourself, to heal, to come to the awareness of why it is, where it came from, and you do that work. You forgive who you need to forgive. You do all the work, the self-reflection, okay? You do the work, okay? When you increase your confidence, you're going to feel differently about yourself. You're going to feel differently, okay? And when you're from that higher space, that high self-esteem place, you're going to attract differently. You're going to attract differently. You're going to feel differently about yourself than when you did when you had low self-esteem, okay? Because they're two different energies. Like, they're on two totally different spectrums. A person that has low self-esteem and a person that has high self-esteem, they operate differently. They think differently and they operate differently. How they show up in the world is different. A person with low self-esteem carries himself differently than a person with high self-esteem. It's different. And that's just a fact. It's different. And you can see it. You can see it. We talked about that last week on the queendom session with the queens. We talked about that because we were talking about their clothes and how the low self-esteem, you know, like a woman who just doesn't care about her appearance and she just goes out and throws anything on. That says a lot about what's going on in here, right? It does. Because the example was, you know, you think an 8-figure woman, a successful woman, she's not doing that, right? So we have to check back what's going on in here. What's going on in here? That's the inner work. That's the inner reflection, the self-reflection, the inner work that you have to do, okay, to come to the awareness of why you may have low self-esteem, why you may have a low perception of yourself, why you may have low confidence, right? And then you have to make a decision to want to change. You have to make a decision to want to heal it, because that's the only way your life is going to change. You have to do something different. I don't know why that is such a like aha or like I don't know why that's such a light bulb for people. Like, if you want something different, you've got to do something different. I mean, it's a very simple concept, but otherwise you're just going to continue to sound like a broken record. You're just going to continue to sound like a broken record. Okay. Again, so this book is on, all 3 of the books are on Amazon, all 3 of them. That was the first one. Of course, my queens. Queens Don't Settle, My Heart Space, My Queens. That's the other book, Queens Don't Settle, on Amazon. And then, of course, the one, the almighty, Kings Don't Settle, for the men, okay? But you guys are so worthy and deserving of everything. And once we do the work, all of us, women and men, like as we do the work, things are going to shift in our lives. Things are going to change because they have to. You know, if we're operating from a low vibration, you're operating from a place that's where you have low self-esteem, okay? And you do the work. You're doing the work and you're healing and you're doing the work, and your self-esteem starts to increase and you feel good about yourself, and because you feel good about yourself, you carry yourself differently. And because you feel good about yourself, oh, the clothes that you wear now is different. So you carry yourself completely different than when you had low self-esteem. And so naturally, you attract different, you attract better. When you have the higher self-esteem, you attract different people that are also, who also have high self-esteem as well. It makes a difference, gentlemen. It makes a difference, okay? It makes a difference. And that's where I want you all to be. You are kings. You deserve to have what you want. You do. You absolutely do. The promotion, the car, the dream house, the love of your life, the wife of your wildest dreams, like the life of your wildest dreams. But yes, your wife, your future wife, like you deserve everything that you want. Okay? But it's little things sometimes that we do that have become bad habits. Okay? They become bad habits. And that's what we have to change. Sometimes the change, you don't just have to go out and it's not big. It's not big to where like it's just this massive thing that you have to do. Sometimes the change, you have to change little things in your daily habit that you're doing now. Because when you do change that over time, it's going to amount to big. Okay, but you start it small. Every day you just do something, towards whatever habit, for example, that you're trying to change, whatever you're trying to break, the cycle you're trying to break, whatever it is that you're working on. But daily, you're taking action daily to do something, okay, to get you, to the higher self-esteem, to having the high perception of yourself, you're doing the work. And then over time, it amounts to massive change in your life. Okay, massive change, but it starts sometimes with the small things, the daily habits. If you hear a lot of successful people, you'll hear them say, the key to your success is in your daily routine. The key to your success is in your daily routine. So like what you're doing on a daily basis. So if you're trying to increase your self-esteem or your perception of yourself, start doing small things on a daily basis, because over time, you're going to completely rewire yourself, which is what I want y'all to do. Hello. You're going to completely reprogram your mind. You're going to completely have that shift that I want you guys to have. So you go from that lower space to that higher space. Absolutely. You're royalty. Absolutely. Okay? Kings don't settle. Kings do not settle. Men, you need to love yourselves as well. I posted something on my timeline for you all, which was a video by Stéphane Labossiere called, I think it's like three reasons for you not to chase a woman, something like that. But I posted something yesterday for the women, so I wanted to make sure today I posted something for the men, and just make sense because I knew I was going to do the Kingness Tip tonight anyway. So yes, and I put on there that men, you need to love yourselves as well, because if the women aren't doing the work, if we're doing all the work, okay, Queens don't settle for the women. If the women are doing all the work, who's helping the men? How are the men healing? If the women are committing and doing the work, well, what happens to the men? So are we just going to have a whole bunch of broken men? No. So my assignment, part of my divine assignment is this. The kings don't settle. Okay? So this is why I'm here. This is just to give you all tips every other week, because I alternate between the king and the queen tips, but something every other week for now, to just give you all something positive, something encouraging, something that has to, that pretty much comes from the book, but something to help you all, just remind you really of the royalty that you are, the divine royalty that you are, because you are. There's so much negative stuff out here. There's so much negativity, and both women and men, like both of us, we need light. We need the positive. We need the positive love and light. And I also do the prayer call with Lori Woodruff. Like, we do it Monday through Friday at 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we post our flyer. We post it in our stories on here on Facebook and normally on Instagram. Just a little flyer that shows the conference line number. It's just, that's all. Yeah, so it's 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So I come on Tuesday and Thursday, and Lori does Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So I also post the replays for it on my podcast, the Queens Don't Settle podcast, but I also post the replays here on Facebook, on all of my fan pages, all of them, on the timeline, everything. Okay, so that too, that's also inspiration. That's not just for women. The prayer line is for women and men. Okay, so that's more. You are very, very welcome, one. That's just more inspiration, because really, again, in today's day, there's so much negative. I mean, shootings, just negativity, and I just don't think you can get enough. Like, you can get enough. I don't think we can get enough light, because there's so much negativity. And so people, whoever's called, like us, like I say, like us, like me, or just, whatever it is that you have, like whatever it is that God has given you, I just encourage you to follow it, because people need whatever it is that you have. And if you can give somebody something encouraging, you can, at least if you have the intention first, because that makes a difference. If you have the true intention and desire to make a difference, the true intention to want to be positive love and light, to want to be encouraging to someone, then yes, please, okay, please, you are enough. Gentlemen, you are kings. You are enough right here, right now. Whatever it is that God has given you, whatever gifts and talents that you all have, you should be using them. You should absolutely be using them, because someone needs what you have, okay? Someone needs what you have. There are people that God has assigned to you, gentlemen. God already has people assigned to you. Whatever that business idea is, whatever it is that's on your heart. Some of you know what it is, and you know what I'm talking about. Like, follow it, or ask God. Like I said, you may not call it God, but whatever it is that you call your source, okay, ask that source for help. Ask for the guidance. Ask for the clarity. Ask for whatever it is that you need, okay? But you have to know that you're worthy. You have to know that you're worthy and deserving of it, okay? You have to know that. You have to know that you're worthy and deserving of everything that you want. Everything that you want, okay? And you absolutely have to have a healthy respect for yourself, a healthy level of self-love for yourself as a man. Okay, that's not just for the ladies. Okay, we hear self-love, love yourself, and I don't want to say that it's feminine, but you typically, I guess we attribute that more so for the ladies, but no, men, you need to love yourselves as well. Kings don't settle. You guys should be mindful of your soul ties. You should be mindful of who you're entertaining, where your energy, who you're around. Like, you should be mindful of those same things too. You have a soul too, gentlemen, not just the ladies. You have a soul too. And your soul also needs to be protected. It needs to be protected. It needs to be nourished. So no, that applies to you as well. You guys are as important as the ladies. Yes, the queens, we run the world. Hello. But yes, you are absolutely valuable and needed, just like the women, okay? Just like the women. Just like the women. No, and so I'm going to, yes, honor you and acknowledge you and acknowledge that. I'm going to acknowledge that for you all, okay? Because somebody has to. Somebody has to, and if that's what God has called me to do, at least part of it with everything else that I'm doing, right? Like, here I am, because I know, I know the men, you guys have pressure on you as well. You absolutely have pressure on you guys as well to be a certain way, to have certain things by now, all of that. I absolutely get it. I absolutely get it. And so I just want to honor you. I want to acknowledge you all. I want to remind you of the divine royalty that you are, gentlemen. I just want to remind you that you're valuable and you're needed and you're a king, and you should perceive yourself as a king. You should perceive yourself high, okay? Highly, okay? You should have a healthy level of self-respect, a healthy level of self-love. You should love yourself, because that all of that is manifesting in your life. However you really feel about yourself, your thoughts and how you think about yourself, what you really think about yourself and how you really feel, oh, it's manifesting. Trust me, it's manifesting. It's manifesting, because how you do anything is how you do everything. It is manifesting, gentlemen. Okay, so I want you all to do the work. Just do the work. Do the work so you can heal. Do the work so you can become aware of it and get to the root of the problem, so you can then make a decision to want to increase your self-esteem, to want to increase your self-confidence, because you're worth it. You're worth it, gentlemen. You are worth it. You are worthy of it, and you are worth it. My kings don't settle, okay? Don't settle. You, you don't have to settle either, okay? You as a man should have some standards too. You should have some standards too. You know, the ladies, that's a given. You know, hello. You know, I'm going to talk to my ladies. That's a given. But men, seriously, like, you should have standards too. You should have some kind of standards too, and that comes from a place of self-love. It comes from self-love. It comes from knowing your worth as a man. It comes from knowing your worth too. Again, like, it's not just ladies, because think about it. A man who has high confidence and high self-esteem and, healthy level of self-respect, he could be, successful. He's operating from a higher level. He's operating from a certain space, and he's going to want a woman that's also operating from that space, right? That's in alignment with who he is and where he's at, which makes sense. It makes sense. It absolutely makes sense, because you have to be around like-minded people, right? You have to. It makes sense. So that's why you've got to do the work, because if you're going to attract differently. Attracting when you have low self-esteem, attracting from that space is different from attracting when you're up here and you have the high self-esteem, or a healthier level of self-respect for yourself. And it comes in time. It's not an overnight thing, gentlemen. Sorry. Transformation and this process of growth, personal growth and development, and the path of enlightenment, if you will, like, it's not something you just do overnight. Like, you have to work on it every day. You've got oh my gosh, let me tell you. And I'm a woman. I'm a queen. So if I have to, I'm telling you, like, it's something you've got to work on all the time. And that's why I am always listening to affirmations, like, in my house, in my car, because, like, I make sure that my brain is just getting as much positive as possible. You have got to be careful of what you're listening to and who you're listening to. I am always listening to positive affirmations all the time. All the time. At work, when I'm working on a report, I have the ability to have, YouTube up. So I have the affirmations playing from YouTube in my ears when I'm working on a report, because I'm like, nope, that's all I want. That is all I want going into my subconscious mind, is that stuff, because it affects you, gentlemen. It affects you. You've got to be mindful of that. All that stuff all of that has an effect on you. So you're talking about having high self-esteem and a high perception of yourself. Well, yeah, well, if you're listening to positive affirmations that tell you that you are wonderful and you're brilliant and you're smart and you're good enough and you're a millionaire and you're successful, when you have things like that playing in your ear, over time, your brain, you're going to have a shift, and you're going to feel differently. You're going to feel differently about yourself, and you should. And that's the whole point. So you have to do the work, gentlemen, to figure out why. Where did it come from? Why do you have it? And then, like I said, allow yourself the time to heal, but work on it. Make a conscious decision to work on it. Okay, you have to make a decision to say, I want to increase my self-esteem, or I want to have a high perception of myself, or I want to have a higher perception of myself. And it's just a matter of what are the steps to get there, and are you going to commit to it? Because transformation is a process. It's a process. And like I said, it's not overnight. No, it's not, oh, Queen Deesh did a Facebook Live and tomorrow I'm going to be X, Y, and Z. No, 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 don't set yourself up for failure, boo. Don't set yourself up for that disappointment. That's not realistic. Okay? We deal in reality, not fantasy here. Okay? If anybody's listened to my podcast, they know. Authentic, like authentic, no holds barred. We don't do that here. We're realistic. We don't do fantasies here. Real. Okay? So no, it's a process. It is a process, and it's ongoing. It is ongoing, okay? But you at least have to make that decision for yourself. And you've got to commit to it. Okay? You've got to commit to it. And over time, you'll see the changes in your life. You will. You'll see it. If you commit, you're going to see it. You're going to feel differently about yourself. I'm telling you. You are. And I just want to say it again. You're worth it, gentlemen. You're worth it. You're so worthy of it. You're worth it. You are worth it. You are worth it. You are worth doing the work, to heal yourself, so you can break the cycles of broken records. You can stop sounding like a broken record, so you can not settle. So you can stop settling, so you can have better results, so you can manifest the life of your dreams, whatever, okay? But you're worth it. You're worth it, and you're worthy of it, okay? You're worthy and deserving of it, okay? Love yourself enough to do what you need to do for yourself. Because my kings, confidence, self-esteem, and a high perception of yourself. What you think of yourself is important, okay? And so I want to make sure, I hope that you all make a decision, okay, to work on that. If you, in fact, know that you may have low self-esteem or a low perception of yourself, I hope that you love yourself enough to do the work to get to a higher space, that space of having a healthy level of self-respect and self-love for yourself, and therefore increasing your confidence, increasing your self-esteem, and increasing your perception of yourself, okay? Because you are a king, you are a king, you are a king, and my kings don't settle, just like the queens, okay? So I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your night. I've got to go to bed. Oh my gosh, yes, because I got to get up early. So I love you, kings. I absolutely love you. I love you, I love you, I love you. Remember, I do this every other week. So next week, the queens are back up, and I'll come back around to you guys after that. It's every other week, right? I alternate between the Kingness tips and the queendom tips. So a couple weeks I'll be back around for you all, okay? But I absolutely love you, Reina. Thank you. But thank you, Aunt. Yes, we love you. We love you. But yes, kings, you're worth it. You're worth it. You're worth it. You're worth it. You're enough. You're perfectly imperfect right here, right now. You're worth it. You really are. You are worth it, just like the queens. You're worth it, okay? So please love yourselves enough. Love yourselves enough to do the work and increase your self-esteem. Work on whatever it is that you know you need to work on, because we all have stuff to work on, okay? We all do. We all do. And you just deserve it. You really do. You deserve the best of everything, the best that life has to offer, whatever it is that you want, okay? You deserve it, and you're worthy of it, okay? But I love you. I love you. I love you. This billionaire in the making has got to go to bed. The queen's got to go to bed. So I love you, and I will talk to you guys in another couple of weeks, okay? Don't forget, subscribe, please, to my YouTube channel, which is Dixon. Queens Don't Settle, the podcast. Oh, hold on. Usually I normally put it in here. Let me quickly do that. QueensDon'tSettle.com. Let's see if that works. There it is. Perfect. So yes, subscribe to the podcast. I don't think I'm missing anything else. The books are on Amazon. I think that's it. Yes, I think that's it. But if you go right to my website, even you men for the Queens Don't Settle website, if you go there, you can see the articles, you can see all of the links to my books and the podcast and my YouTube channel as well. And please share it with your fellow kings. You know, share it with other men, because men need this in the same way that the women need it. Men need this too. Men need this too. So share with your fellow king, your fellow, you know, if you have a nephew, your pastor, your church members, your son, your father, like share with them. All of you all are kings. So make sure you share with them. And there are women that share this, that share this. Like some of the men have shared the queendom tips with some of the women that they know. So it's the same thing. So, you know, it's crossing, but it's the same thing. The point is, like, please definitely share, because you never know, you absolutely never know who needs this message, who needs the books. You never know. But what I know for sure is we need as much positivity in this world. We need people who at least have a desire to make the difference, to be the positive love and light. And we need that. That I know for sure. We need more positive love and light, more people to just be their authentic selves and to be the light that this world needs. Okay, so please share. And with that, my beautiful, beautiful kings, and any of the women that stopped by, I saw some of you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. The queens will be up next week. Yes, they'll be up next week. So I will talk to you guys, to the men specifically. I will talk to you in a couple weeks. But queens, I will talk to you guys next week. Either way, I love you. I love you. I love you. I absolutely love you. Remember, men, the queen is not married. This is only worn at home. It's only worn at home. Preparation, preparing for my king. Hello. Preparing for my king, because I'm sure he's a king that is not settling, and he's waiting for me and doing all the work he's supposed to do to get me. But anyway, you know, I'm authentic. I'm authentic. So I am me. And I love you all for allowing me to just be me, because that's what I allow for you all. A sacred space where you are just allowed to be fully you, your authentic self, and yeah, just show up as you are and to be who you are and do what you're supposed to do, what God called you to do, but be fully your authentic self. Like, don't shrink, don't change, just be you. And so I'm me. And my people love me. So anyhow, yes, not married yet. But I have to go. I love you guys. I love you so much. I do. And you guys have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your evening, okay? Bye.